And we know that this is summer, kids can spend hours on their devices, but now some are trading software for hardware, making toys out of hammers and saws at so-called adventure playgrounds. And while it may seem dangerous, experts say there are benefits for children and their parents. With the swing of a hammer and the grinding of a saw,
Henry, you gotta play on the swing.
a new type of playground where kids use actual tools to build not only whatever they can imagine, but also character.
You can do whatever you want with no parents bossing you around. Oh, I have an idea.
The Yard, one of America's few adventure playgrounds, inviting children as young as 6 to turn 50,000 square feet of junk on New York City's Governor's Island into an opportunity for risky play.
This is the New York City version of what some of us grew up with. You're out playing with whatever was hanging around.
The main rule, no adults allowed, making the Yard a no-fly zone for so-called helicopter parents.
They're not being watched, they're not being supervised, they're not being told what to do, so they have to figure it out for themselves.
A product of the free-range parenting movement, adventure playgrounds like the Yard first became popular in the UK before popping up across the US, answering a growing call to expose kids to more risk.
It's important for kids to learn to take their own risks and to risk assess their own behavior so that they can grow up to be fully rounded adults who know how to trust themselves and make their own decisions and their own choices.
Drink a lot of water today, guys. It's really hot.
The call for more risk addressed in a recent study, suggesting overprotective parents can diminish their child's ability to regulate emotions and behavior. Researchers from the University of Minnesota, who followed more than 400 children over an 8-year period, found that the more children were coddled early in life, the more likely they struggled in school and with making friends. In other words, children can benefit from the freedom of risky play, which can build social skills and encourage creativity, according to experts.
Overprotective parents, or what we're calling helicopter parents, can often interfere with a child's ability to learn how to self-soothe, how to take care of themselves. And the problem with that is they never actually learn how to regulate emotions for themselves.
Still, like most parents, some say they struggle with letting go, especially when their children's newfound independence comes with items that aren't exactly childproof.
But we have to stand outside the gate, and it's okay. I'm a little nervous watching them, but it's all about learning.
An important life lesson for parents and kids alike.
Kids, they have an incredible capacity to entertain themselves indefinitely without adults telling them what to do.
All right, so there are some adults there with the saws. They're play workers who are trained in first aid, and the executive director tells us since the playgrounds have opened, no serious injuries have really occurred. There's been rare cases.
I love it. I love it.
Now who's a helicopter parent? Not
my wife, and I'm going to get in trouble, I know, again, but I wouldn't call her a helicopter parent, but her nickname around the house is Safety Patrol.
Aww.
She would never let our kids go to
She
that.
wouldn't?
No.
Well,
Your kids are little. It's like not for toddlers.
yes.
But you said as young as 6 they can go?
As young as 6, and I will say I remember throwing tantrums into the air conditioning vent trying to get my parents' attention,
Yes.
and they didn't give it to me, so I did have to learn how to
Self-soothe. Yes.
How to self-soothe.
Did you have the tantrum with a saw in your hand?
Usually a hammer into the door.
That's now.
It's great.
I like the idea, but those little fingers with the saw. Can we take the saws out? Then I'm in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. The
All right.
saws make me nervous, even for myself.
Yes, exactly.
Good story.
If you want to find out more about this, and by the way, the backlash to overprotective parenting, we've got a whole report on it on NBCnews.com.
Thank you, Jenna. Up next, we're